Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye and this is my world. Okay, today we're going to talk about seniors and sexually transmitted diseases. Now, I understand that this is something that is prevalent in the world today. Okay? Now, before we dig in, I want to say welcome. Welcome to all of the new viewers and welcome to all the new subscribers. And I appreciate you so very much. And I really hope that I can say something that can help to improve your life. So let's dig in. All right? This message was inspired by one of the letters that came in. I'm going to read it and then we're going to talk about it. Now, this letter came from a retired medical professional. And she states here that some sexually transmitted diseases cause cervical cancer. And other diseases are not curable, like HIV that we have all heard of. And I understand that gonorrhea and syphilis is still around. You see? And these diseases can be very detrimental to the older population. Now, let's talk about how this happens. Well, I always talk about being celibate, number one, and not to be sleeping with everybody. Okay? Now, women, I find that women usually comply to that. You understand? They try to wait until they are with somebody they feel they can trust. But men, if the opportunity arises, men will usually go in without protection. You understand? And I'm talking about the older population. Usually older men don't walk around with condoms in their pockets. Older men don't. But they may be with you and the occasion arises that he wants to have sex. There's no condom, so, and it doesn't even come up in the conversation. You both just go in and hope that you're safe. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't afford to do that. You see, because as I stated here, some of these diseases can actually kill you. Can actually kill you. And it's not worth it just to have 3 minutes of pleasure. And I'll say that because that's pretty much how long these older people can last. And I'm probably being facetious here, but anywho, the point is, ladies, number one, you protect yourself. Don't rely on a man to make sure that you're okay when it comes to sex. You protect yourself. You take yourself out to the drugstore and buy yourself some condoms. And you put them in your purse. And wherever you go, and the occasion arises where you want to have sex, you got your protection in your pocket. You understand? Don't rely on these men. The older men do not walk around with condoms. I have dated a number of them before I was spiritual now. I will put that disclaimer out. Before I'm a spiritualist now, so I am celibate. You understand? But before I did date. And I have yet to run across an older man that has a condom in his pocket. They don't do it. And that's why a lot of the older women are getting these diseases. Now, there's another way too, because some of these women are married and their husband will bring these diseases home. That's right. And that's a shame that you can't trust your own spouse in this area. But men, all they got to do, if you put on a condom, it could save a life. It really could. But women, you take care of yourself. Don't rely on a man to do it. You will fall short. Now, we're going to watch a little video here that I pulled for you to look at. And it's going to be talking about one of the STDs it is just out here. It really is just out here. So I'm going to show you this segment, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. Okay? All right. Here we go.
Today we're talking about herpes. Like, that's a bad word, right? Everybody's very afraid of herpes. The thing is, in truth, it's very common. There's two kinds of herpes. Herpes 1 is the cold sore on the mouth. 90% of people have that. Most people get it as a child from a relative. Not on purpose, it's just really easy to get. Any touching, so kissing, sharing a cup of water, a cup of coffee, that's why the herpes 1 is so common, and you see it all the time. People with cold sore, fever blister, canker sore, that's all herpes. Now, how do you figure out if you have herpes or not? It's a blood test. That's the most accurate. A swab or just looking at it, you can't always tell. Herpes 2 is the one that's called genital herpes. So that's the one that's usually down there. That is from touching. So that means any touching. So it could be just rubbing against, it could be oral sex, it could be anything. So that's why it's so common. It's 50% of people have it. So it's super duper common. In fact, a condom doesn't really protect you because the condom is only on the penis, not on the skin. So that's why everybody has that too. Ultimately, medically, herpes is not a big deal. It's a bump that hurts. Doesn't cause cancer, doesn't cause problems down the road, doesn't cause you to not get pregnant, doesn't cause problems with delivery if we give you medicine. So there's lots of negative stigma because the drug companies want you to take a pill every day. Because if you take a pill every day, it won't come out. But we use the drugs. The medicines are very good if it does come out. So if you ever feel something, a cold sore on the mouth, we have special medicine for that. If you ever have medicine down here, we have special medicine for that. And then, of course, you don't want to give it to somebody else. So it's hard sometimes to know if you have it or not. But that's why you take the medicine to decrease your chance. And also, once it goes away, for 2 weeks after it goes away, there's still a chance to give it to someone. But if you don't really see anything, then there's very, very little chance for you to give it to someone else. So just trying to educate, there's too much fear around herpes. It's really easily treated. It's not medically that big a deal. And actually, a lot of people have it. The key is drawing the blood. Just because someone says, I've never had anything, doesn't mean anything. They need to do the blood test to see if they have it.
Okay. Now, you see what he said about the herpes, is that you can contract herpes through touch, which means that you can get herpes by just kissing somebody that has the virus active. For instance, you see people with a cold sore right there. That's a herpes virus. You see? Now, don't kiss anybody if you see it. Don't kiss them or you'll have it. You understand? But like the doctor says, is that it's through touch. And I did some research on this, and I found some statistics that said that almost all of the population has herpes in some form or another. So, because it's just a virus, and it can come through. You can kiss somebody and get it. You can shake somebody's hand and put your hand up in your face and you got it. Now, the herpes that you get down below, it's the same thing, but it can be through just touch. Through just touch. You see, and a person may not know that they have the herpes virus. You see, but they could give it to you. So, I showed you this because I just wanted you to have some knowledge about it. But as far as these other diseases. Protect yourself. Don't rely on anybody else to do it for you. You do it. If you plan to have sex, then you need protection. Men, older men, do not like to wear a condom. Older men do not like to wear a condom. And if you're dating, I know you've run across this. Because when I was out there dating, before I was spiritual, I'm not dating now. I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody right now. You understand? But when I was dating, before I was spiritual and celibate, I did date older men, and I have yet to run across an older man who has a condom. They don't walk around with condoms in their pocket. But they're always looking for sex. Always looking for sex. You understand? That's why you are at risk. The women are at risk. That's why it's so important for you to take care of yourself. So you just go down there and get you some condoms and keep them in your purse so they'll always be ready. That's if you are still sexually active. Now, I'm going to tell you, and this is scary, a number of these diseases are transmitted through married couples. Married couples. You see? Husband's not going to come and tell their wives that they got something. They're just going to hope. They're just going to hope she doesn't get it. You see what I'm saying? That's why you need to be careful with these people. In today's society, you can't trust nobody. You see? And if you have somebody that you can totally trust, you are fortunate. You are fortunate. And you need to hold on to that person. Because it's a lot of deceitful people out here. And they don't care about your well-being. They only care about their own gratifications. And women are being destroyed in the process. And, I don't want to leave the men out because you're the same thing. If you're sexually active, because women have these diseases, you need to wear a condom. Don't just go out here. You meet somebody who looks nice and, they have a nice environment and all that, and you think all is safe. Listen, these diseases do not care what you look like or what you have or anything. They are prevalent out here. So I just want you to know about this and to protect yourself. It's very, very important because, like this young lady said in the letter, some of these diseases are treatable, but some of them are not. And they do leave a psychological damage on you. Here you are, an older woman, and you got to go to the gynecologist because you got syphilis. That's kind of embarrassing if you ask me. Or gonorrhea. You understand? Ladies. In fact, when the doctor want to tell you, he's going to tell you on a private line that you got it, so you know it's something that you don't want nobody to know. But at least they can treat that. But the point of this is be careful and protect yourself. Men and women. Protect yourself at all cost. You understand? Now, we're going to go to some of the other letters. For those of you who are new to the channel, we've started something new. I will answer your questions, you see. And toward the end of the video, I will show you the address where you can send your questions, okay? So let's go to another letter here. This lady's daughter is 38 years old. She has no job, no children, No man, and she's been celibate for 10 years. Now, her mother here is concerned, and her mother wants to leave her, you know, possessions like her house and a car and all that. But she's concerned that her daughter doesn't work. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Or no man. Forget the man. Okay. The daughter doesn't work. Now, I'm going to tell you something because I'm kind of in that position now. Um, Children have to find their own way. We as parents, we do the best that we can to train our children to be independent, responsible adults. Okay? Now, you're concerned about your daughter because she's, middle, going on to middle age. And you're concerned that she'll be taken care of. Let me tell you, if you leave her your house and it's already paid for, when she's sitting in that house and the lights are cut off, the water's cut off, there's no TV or anything, she's gonna realize that she needs a job if she wants to have those things in that house. And plus, you're gonna leave her your car. If she wants to drive it, she's gonna have to get money to buy gas for that car. I think you're kind of worrying needlessly. You see, because I'm sure that you have done your best to teach your daughter how to survive. She's 38 now. She's a grown woman. She's a grown woman. I believe that you should just relax and let it be. If you're going to leave it to her, leave it to her and you rest in peace. Don't worry about what you're going to do with it. Is she going to survive or anything else? You see, I have sons too. And I want to leave something. And, it's funny because I was telling my youngest son who's still home the things that I wanted done to the house. I'm going to, leave the house, want them to do whatever to the house and everything. And I realized that my wishes are not really going to happen. When I'm gone, they're going to do what they want to do. You understand? And that's okay. I've said what I wanted to say. I've done what I wanted to do. And I've left what I wanted to leave. Now it's up to them. It's up to them. And I think that's what you should do with your daughter. Leave it to her. Tell her your thoughts, how you would like things to happen. Don't badger her about getting a job or a man. When she's ready, she will. When she's ready. You see? Maybe she doesn't want a man. Maybe she has other plans. But for you, you have peace of mind. Peace of mind. And let it go. Let it go. We have very little control over things we leave for other people. We hope that we have taught them the right things to survive and have a happy life. And that's why we leave them things, because we don't want them to have to start from scratch. You understand? Leave them some a springboard that they can go on and grow. You see? And I'm sure that your daughter got this message from you. Don't worry about it. Just let her be. She almost 40 years old. If she wants to sit there and do whatever, leave it alone. I know you've told her 100 times already. Leave it alone. Let it be. Do what you're going to do and be happy that you were able to do it, and leave it alone. Okay? That's my advice to you. All right? Now, let's go to another letter. We have one of our male subscribers writing in from Ireland. So he he is kind of having a difficult time, and I'm not going to read his whole letter because I mean he really wrote me a lot in his letter, but from his letter, you know, some things I highlighted is that he thinks that a lot of people are fake and not to be trusted. And he says, why so many people remain in these toxic situations for all of their lives. And what he's talking about here is that if you're in a toxic, dysfunctional marriage, why a lot of people stay in it. Well, that's pretty easy because people stay in it because they're familiar with it and they have a fear of the unknown. You understand? I've heard some people make the statement, you know the devil you're with, but you don't know the devil you might meet. So, so they stay where they are. You understand? It's a fear of the unknown. Now, he also talks about financial woes. He says financially, it is much harder to survive on your own, especially with no safety net and with zero support. Okay, now here is the thing. Here's the thing. And it goes on through the letter, talking about, you know, the support and that kind of thing. And he's a little worried now because he's at retirement age. And how is he going to make it on his retirement income? All right, here's the thing. Now, I'm going to preface this again. I'm a spiritualist. I do not follow any religious doctrine. So I'm going when I speak to you is from a spiritual perspective. Okay? Spiritually, you can have whatever you want. Doesn't matter what your age is. But it's the way that you think about things. You see, reading through this letter, you're already down in yourself about what you don't have and what you might not be able to do. And you've already given up. You see, the divine wants you to be happy and wants you to be prosperous. And it doesn't matter what age you are. See, that is this society that makes you feel like when you get a certain age, you are worthless. They give you that little Social Security and say, all right, go ahead. And even I've heard word that they may cut that out. And it scares people. How you going to make it? You've worked, enslaved all of your life for somebody else. And now what are you going to do when that ends? And some people believe that their job is who they are. So when the job finishes, they feel like they're nothing. You understand? They connect their identity with what they do. No, what you do is not your identity. And it's not your power either. You've given your power away to that. You understand? So, let's go back to this gentleman. What to do? Number one, you must realize how much power you have inside of you. Inside of you. And you can actually manifest the life you want right now for yourself. For yourself. You don't have to worry how we're going to make it, how am I going to eat, and all. The divine wants to give it to you. It wants to give it to you. But you have to be in the position to receive it. And if you're constantly thinking negative, you're blocking it. You're blocking your blessing. And you don't want to do that. You want to think positive. You understand? Whatever you want, whatever you need. If you need a stable home, if you need a certain income, or what, this is what you do. Go inside yourself, your quiet place. Your quiet place. And the best place to do this is go outside. And hopefully you're not in Alaska where it's so awfully cold. You're in a place that you can go outside and it's nice and pleasant. Even if you go on your patio, go outside and be still with yourself. Be still and go inside yourself and listen to your intuition. Your intuition is probably guiding you to a safe place, to a happier place. But because you have fear is blocking it. It's blocking it. You see, a lot of people are fearful of the unknown and fear of failure. It's why they stop themselves from trying new things. Fear of failure. You understand? Now, because you're older, you probably think that you can't do anything else to make a living for yourself. But don't be fooled. There are many things you can do. But if you sit and meditate on it, and if you pray on it. But asking is not begging. Because when you beg for something, for instance, if you're a praying person and you want to pray and beg the divine for something, no. Because that shows a lack. That shows lack. You ask, and if you want to, write down the things that you want. Put it away and believe that you will receive it. Believe that you will receive it. Now, I want to share something with you. When I started on my spiritual journey, and I want you to understand that everything is spiritual. Everything is energy. All right? And the way you think it truly creates your reality. And when I started on my spiritual journey, I'm going to show you some books that I read, and it really helped to change my perspective about life. Now, I don't get anything for promoting these books or anything, but they help me, and I'm going to share it with you. This is the first book that I read that started to open up my perspective. All right? And it's the 4 Agreements. A lot of people have already read it, but a number of you probably have not. And so this will certainly help you. Now, and let's see, who is it by? It's Don Miguel Ruiz. Okay, the 4 Agreements. It is a powerful book. Now, the other book is Ask and It Is Given. This is also another powerful book. And this one was from Esther and Jerry Hicks, Teachings of Abraham. Ask and It Is Given. And these books are powerful. And you really should take time to read them. And you'll understand a lot about your life and your power, your spiritual power, and how you can change your life totally around, even in a time of desperation. So you take a look at those 2 books, and come back and let me know. Let me know how it helped you, because it certainly helped me. It changed. Listen, my life, I was in poverty. I was psychologically abused from being with a narcissist. I was at my lowest. And when I found spirituality, it turned my life around. It gave me a new perspective. Understand? So you can do it too, and that's just something that I think will help you. I'll tell you again, the 4 agreements, and ask, and it is given. Okay? All right. Let's see if we can get through another letter before we close here. Okay. My husband has a wandering eye. A wandering eye. I recently came across your channel, and I appreciate your words of wisdom you have given me. I have a dilemma that really concerns me regarding my husband. We've been together for 9 years and married for almost 5. The problem is my husband has a wandering eye. I have expressed to him numerous times that I find his actions to be disrespectful and has nothing to do with me being insecure about myself. If anything, what I am insecure about is whether he values our relationship or not. His response would be to apologize and say he can't help it. I know that even after marriage, either one of us will still be attracted to the opposite sex. However, handling such situation should be done so respectfully. There is a huge difference between glancing and staring. I would love to get your insight on this matter. Okay. Now, first of all, when I was with the narcissist, we were shopping one day, and I'm looking through the racks, and I am talking to him, and he's over here somewhere. I'm not looking at him, right? I'm talking to him though, and then I'm noticing he's not answering to me, and I look around, and he's staring at another woman, and so I say, "I'm over here, sweetie," and she laughed. You understand? Listen, if a man is staring, he's either cheating now or he's going to cheat. That's the first step. He probably never stopped cheating. He's not just looking to be looking, talking about he can't help it. This man's cheating. And disrespecting you. And no, he does not value your relationship. Because if he did, he would not do anything to destroy it. And this will destroy it. This will destroy it. He is lusting after other women. That's why he's staring. It's lust. And he will, if he hasn't already, act on it. And I believe he's acted on it because he's doing it right in your face. He's doing it right in your face. You understand? You need to check him. No, he does not value your relationship, or he wouldn't do that. He would not do that. Now, there are men who would glance at other women, but they'll make sure that their woman doesn't see it. At least they have that much respect. You know, they'll do a side eye, but they won't let the woman see them doing it. Your man is just totally turning around and looking and staring and lusting. No. I'll tell you right now. That's a no. That's a no-go. No, he's not respectful, and he does not value your relationship. And apparently, he does not care if you leave him. He doesn't care. Or he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do it. But see, men have gone too long disrespecting women. Disrespecting you. And gotten away with it. Women just take it because they want a man so bad. And that's why I'm telling you, do you really need a man? Do you really need him so bad that you'll lick his boot to have him there? That's why men do what they do. because women allow it. We allow it. We stay with them and we try to compromise with them and talk to them and do other things to try to make them love us more. It's a waste of your time and your energy. Don't do it. These men need to learn that we are not going to just take anything to be with them. And hopefully you don't need him for your security. Hopefully you're secure in your own right and you can support yourself. See, this is why a lot of women get messed up here. If you're relying on the man to support you, then that's why he's treating you this way. That's why he's doing whatever he wants to do, because he has the power to do that. And he doesn't care what you think. You see? You see how it works? That's why I tell women to make sure you can support yourself. And then you don't have to take it. You can give him the boot. You don't have to take anything he wants to dish out. In fact, if he wants to be with you, he'll have to come correct. Correct. And this is what men feel like they don't need to do. They feel like they are in great demand. It's only because of the way that the women are taking whatever they dish out to be with them. And they're doing anything that they can think to women and going back with each other and laughing about it. And laughing about it. Because men feel like they need to control you. Haven't you heard men say, man, can't you control your woman? No. Don't accept that. And no sense in even talking to him again about his staring, because he's not going to stop. And he's not going to stop cheating probably behind your back either. So, I wish you well. I hope this message helps you in some way. I know it wasn't that encouraging, especially with this man, but at least you'll know what's really going on. Any man that's out here lusting for other women, especially in your face, he does not respect you whatsoever. And he does not care about the relationship at all. Okay? So, let's see if we can get in one more letter here. Oh, this is a lady. She's 65 years old. And it looks like she hooked up with a high school sweetheart. I'm not going to read the whole letter because it's pretty long. But she says, I am 65 years old, attractive, unmarried, no dependents, debt-free, and living a happy, good life, and preparing to retire later this year. Several years ago, I answered an email through an alumni association from a high school sweetheart with whom I also had a romantic relationship. 30 years ago, while we had a relationship that I thought was leading to marriage, he married someone else without my knowledge. I was devastated and kept away from him until I responded to his now messages. He was divorced shortly after his third child was born 25 years ago. Okay, now he is retired. He says that he's debt-free and is a home health care worker. Okay. Says he spent all his savings on putting children through college and doesn't have any pension left. Well, it looks like that he's looking for a purse. He's looking for some security. That's why he's reaching out to his high school sweetheart, and he probably reached out to a lot of girlfriends before he even got to you. Okay. When we got back together in 2022, I was in the process of selling my home to buy another one. We both wanted marriage. I thought at that time he was renting a house because he sold his home. But the home he was buying fell through. Oh, so now you're going to start up with this man that jilted you 25 years ago, and you still thinking that you want to marry this man. Now, that's 25 years that you haven't even been in contact with this man. But you picked him up right away because you remembered how much you loved him way back when in high school. Okay, that's a trap right there. All right, during his first visit to my home, he offered to buy it from me because he saw you were selling it. Now, the reason he offered to buy it because he's looking for a cheap way out. He's looking for a price break because he knows you. All right, and you've been romantically involved. It's not a good idea to mix business and pleasure. Understand? Because people tend to take advantage of that. They know you, they want to buy something from you. They feel like this is a deal, and they feel like if something goes wrong with the deal, then you're going to eat the cost because, you're friendly with them or whatever. That's a bad idea. Okay, so now he wants to buy the house, but he doesn't have any money. Despite efforts from his first loan officer, after I directed him to another, he paid the market price, but managed to get close to $2,800 from me to help him out before the sale was filed. So he needed to borrow some money from you to buy your house. Okay. Now, he's doing all this because y'all probably sleeping together, and that's what people do. I mean, that's why it's not a good idea to mix your business with pleasure. All right? So now the relationship began to dissolve after he bought the house. Yeah. Yeah, it probably did. Now he seems angry and doesn't seem pleased with his move. Yeah, because now he want to put it on you what's wrong with the house and all that kind of nonsense, which is an upgrade from where he was. He stated that I can't afford you. He knew this when he contacted you. He knew he couldn't afford you, but now he wants you to go away. He's in a house, but now he wants you to go away. All right? Now, here's the situation. My family has had a crisis with the care of my parents, and he asked if he could assist us, and now he's one of 2 home care workers for our parents. His agency pays him, and we pay him for 1 day each weekend. The question: how do I protect myself and my family from potential damage he could do again as I disconnect him from us completely, as there is a shortage of home care workers in the area? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Now, first of all, this man just used you. All right. He used you for whatever he needed, and at that time he needed a home. You had a home. He bought the home, but now he doesn't want to be bothered with you anymore. You understand? But he will use you for work. You understand? This man is a user. I don't know what he was in high school, but high school people are not really who they will become through life experiences. And through life experiences, he is a user, and that's all he is. Now, if you need him to be the healthcare worker, then let him be that, and don't date him. Don't call him. Don't text him. Don't do anything. You deal with him on a business level if you need him as a worker. If you don't, fire him and don't say anything to him anymore. You understand? You sold him the house. That's it. Don't try to date this man. Leave him alone to his own affairs. You understand? He doesn't want to date you. He is showing you. He is showing you. You saying there's no dating anymore. He called you baby because he probably calls everybody baby. That's nothing. He probably calls everybody baby, baby. You understand? I'm gonna tell you something about a player. A player will call everybody baby and babe and babe and baby, and people think that's a term of endearment. They do that because they can't think of everybody's name. Everybody's baby. So that's nothing special. So don't take that like the man cares about you. He's just acting up. He is showing you that he doesn't. And you need to flee. If you need him because there's not many healthcare workers in the area and you need him to take care of your parents, let him do that on the business level. You know, I don't think he's going to be detrimental to them. And if you think that he is or he is going to be that way, then fire him and just deal with it. You understand? But don't date him. He's a player and he's just using you. Okay? Now, I think that's the end of the letters for today. And for those of you who would like for me to answer your question, here it is. Here's the address. Send your questions to Miss Faye's World at hotmail.com. That's Miss Faye's World at hotmail.com. And I will either send you an email to answer your question, or if I think your question can help others, I will answer it on the air. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I want to thank you so much for your support. Thank you for those who send a donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your comments. Just keep them coming. You know, I love reading them. I spend every evening. I sit down and many of them I get a little chuckle from your stories. So keep them coming. I really like to hear what you think about these messages. So I wish you all well. I love you all, and I hope to see you next time.